The Adventures of Henry Egg. Once upon a time there was a fridge, and in the fridge there was a box, and in the box there were 6 eggs, and one of these eggs was called Henry Egg. Now one day Henry decided to leave the box and go on a great big adventure. He pushed open the lid and he rolled out the box. He shoved hard against the fridge door and out he fell. But did he break? He landed on the dog, which was sleeping at the bottom of the fridge, and rolled softly onto the floor. Then he aimed for the huge back door and spun his way across the floor. He flipped through the cat flap and he fell. But did he break? He landed splash into a puddle and swam down the drain, gurgling and spluttering into the dark. Down and down he swam and round until he saw the sunlight just ahead, and then whoosh! Out Henry flew into the air. But did he break? He landed with a plop on the soft sand right beside a huge seagull, which popped him in his beak and flew off. And down below, the sailors were loading the ship, when suddenly the seagull let out a mighty cry. And out fell Henry from the beak, whistling down faster and faster. But did he break? He landed with a crunk on the captain's hat as he boarded the ship, which set sail across the seas. And at the other end of the voyage, the captain slipped on the plank, and Henry was flung up into the skies. But did he break? He landed on a soft leather seat in the huge pink car, which sped off into the hills. The driver went so fast that Henry was rolled from side to side when suddenly the brakes screeched. The car stopped and Henry was shot high into the sky. But did he break? He landed with a thud on the back of a horse, which set off at great speed with a shock. "Whoa," said Henry, "I think I'm going to be scrambled." And just as suddenly the horse stopped dead and Henry was shot high into the sunny sky. But did he break? He landed thump onto a soft mailbag just inside the red delivery van, which drove off to the airport just in time to catch the silver aeroplane. The van screeched round the corner, pulled up, the door flew open, the bag fell out, and Henry was sent flying into the air. But did he break? He landed with a in a glass on the pilot's tray, ready to go on board. And when the plane landed, the stewardess carried the tray out and slipped on the stairs. The tray crashed to the ground and Henry was shot into the air. But did he break? He landed on the sandwich box of the bus driver, which sped off down the lane. And as the bus turned round the corner, a cat dashed out and the driver hit the brakes. Henry was flung out of the bus. But did he break? He landed on the soft mat outside his very house. The lady heard the noise and she opened the door. She looked down at Henry on the mat and she picked him up. "Oh, yum," she said. "What a nice idea for a breakfast." She walked into the kitchen. She opened the cupboard. And she pulled out the frying pan. She turned the cooker on and she raised Henry high in her hand. Henry looked down at the hot sizzling pan. But did he break? Well, maybe. The Adventures of Henry Egg.